Hey guys, Mark, Salt Strong here in the Salt Strong Reel Room. This is where all the magic happens. Got a lot of new products coming in. One of the reels that I'm most excited about is some of the new Penn products. As you can see, this is the new Penn Battle III 6000. So it's a brand new release, brand new product to our market, and I figured that I'd come in here and take a look at some of the different sizes and see what they both offer in today's market versus previous models. So one of the biggest things that Penn decided to do on all of their new battles is they converted from a cast gearing system to now a CNC cut system. And what that does, I mean, you can kind of see my hands, the way that the gears will mesh as they turn will be more true on the cast version. So there's no slop. So if you've ever seen a reel and you just really hard, you can kind of feel some internal movement. That's what the CNC cut gears will kind of take out of the product now with today's generation reel. The reels come factory on the larger sizes with a power, kind of a power swept handle, big power grip to you so you don't lose any kind of grip pressure. Nice thing about Penn is they've kind of evolved and kind of added to the HT100 drag system. This is where I think Penn kind of, hit it out of the park. They said, what are we good at? And they said, the HT100 drag system is something that they wanted to keep. How can we improve it? Let's make it more sealed. You can see here, I like to take the bottom off, also show you the shaft on the reel. Water getting inside these reels are very difficult to do in today's market. That's one of the great things that I love about some of the changes that Penn made on their engineering front. Heavy duty clicker assembly inside, all spring loaded. So if you are one of those guys that like to hear the noise on a large drag fight, it's there. Again, gearing system to make that clicker sound, all sealed going down the shaft itself. You can see here, big bold print, CNC cut gears now. So really unique design, streamlined design that Penn decided to do. Multi-stack system inside. You can see Penn kind of over greases a lot of their product. That's kind of a good thing. Grease kind of keeps the water out. It's a repellency kind of a thing. But one of the major differences that I saw was kind of interesting is Penn on the larger reels, they were using brass componentry as a pinion to main gear setup, where on some of the smaller reels that the Battle line has, you have some of the aluminum products inside, as the brass pinion gear would be here. It would be aluminum to main gear here. So that cuts down on weight. Don't be concerned about the aluminum, gearing system inside. Very strong, very durable. They're doing it more so on the weight reduction. So that's one of the big keys on the smaller, more inshore design profile reels, is they want to reduce the weight. You can see how they kind of cut out the aluminum spool. Again, it's a design, but also weight reduction. The reels come with a braid-ready spool that you can see here. As you know, we at Salt Strong, we're big advocates about spooling your spool with monofilament first, because mono really grabs that aluminum spool. And I'm sure the guys that have been out there and they fish a lot, these little rubber band inserts, they kind of break away. I mean, they're glued on to an aluminum spool. Over time, they just get cracked and dried, and they kind of start coming away from the spool. So that's why we always recommend monofilament as a backing material. We use really light braid with these kind of reels. So 10-pound braid is something that we consider to be a norm. So as far as specs go, so you can understand some of the major changes with that, the small reels are still going to be in that 6.2, 6.3 to 1. So it's still a very high-speed version. A unique thing about Penn, though, for this year is they actually make a standard version, which is the one that I'm pointing at here, and they make a high-speed version as well. So now they have standard ratio and high-speed ratio. What we decided to do is stick with the standard ratio first. Let's build the market there, because this is Penn's kind of, this is their big name, okay? The high-speed versions are very select, niche kind of products that you would use. This is going to be your everyday setup. So it's going to be a 6.2 to 1. As far as braid capacity goes, you're going to get about 250 yards 15-pound braid. So it's going to pack a lot of line. I don't know if you can see the underneath side of this spool, but you can see gold lines. Those are actually yardage marks on all of the spools now. So if you ever get spooled and you're saying, oh, am I running out of line? I hooked a big fish on a small reel. These line markers underneath the spool will tell you how many yards of line that you have left. So kind of a neat scenario. Kind of like a 100, 200 yard mark. So you can see all the different yardage markers underneath the spool. So pretty cool. I like how they did that. But again, small one, your 6-to-1 gear ratio, about 250 yards of braid. Weighs in about 11.5 ounces, 11.6 ounces. So one of the heavier reels, but that's because of the hard body, solid framing. So they're not using carbon framing or any kind of hybrid framing that you would see on some of the Shimano or Daiwa products. So these are all full metal body frames. So keep that in mind as well. On the big, it's kind of the same thing, just larger in size. They do go to a little bit different internal component with the large size products. You know, now you have a brass, you know, kind of connection between a pinion and a main. So very, you know, very cool there. Again, I think the biggest takeaway from this year's Penn versus previous Penn models is now they're starting to put the engineering in the CNC cut products. And that's where you're going to find that, you know, the premium reels of our industry are all CNC cut from virgin grade product. It's not casted, it's not molded. So that's where a lot of the breakage comes into play, okay? So very good product. Very, very excited to see, you know, how these reels pan out for our company. I'll tell you, it's probably one of the best selling reels in the country and has been for years. So they have completely upgraded it. Really, really looking forward to seeing how Penn has really stepped up their game. And guys, you can always comment down below. We check our comments on a regular basis. Insiders, don't forget, you get 20% off of everything here at the store. Go to saltstrong.com to learn more and to join the club.
If you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the online fishing club that'll help you catch more inshore saltwater fish than ever before while saving time and money on all the tackle you need. To learn more, go to saltstrong.com. Otherwise, hope to see you again soon.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live Salt Strong and wear the line today.